Like, comment, share, man. Subscribe, hit the bell notification if you want to be notified what is going on. What a night of boxing. I mean, look, man, impressive night of boxing, right? We all knew what was going on. We knew that Virgil Ortiz was going to get the knockout victory, and we knew that Arnold Barboza was going to be victorious on the night. But what we didn't know, or what I did know, and what you didn't listen to, was that Ismael Barroso was going to get the victory over O'Hara Davis. Now, earlier, I gave my opinion on what O'Hara Davis was going to bring to the table. I said that this is a UK fighter, and usually UK fighters, when they come and fight in America, they don't look so well. I didn't think it was going to be a first round knockout at all, but obviously I thought that Ismael Barroso would go in there and get the victory ultimately. Look, again, I told you so. And if you didn't put no money, that's on you. Because one thing that I said is I sniff underdogs, I sniff lines, and this is what I do, right? O'Hara Davis is a good fighter, not a bad fighter at all. But one thing that I said was UK fighters, when they come to the United States, they just don't do as well, right? And one thing about that was gonna be O'Hara Davis's kryptonite tonight, right? We weren't gonna see a Ismael Barroso be defeated tonight. This is a dude who gave Rolando Romero a very tough time inside of that ring. This is a dude that gave Rolando Romero a very tough time, and Rolando Romero went on and said, that dude punches hard. So what did I think? UK fighter, right? Coming to the United States for the first time. UK fighters don't have the best chins in the world. Barroso hits hard. Very easy to sniff out. Plus, the line was very iffy. We had O'Hara Davis sitting at a minus 550 and Ismael Barroso sitting at a plus 350, with the knockout of being at a plus 550, fishy. So I said, you know what? The Vegas is telling us something. When Vegas is talking to you, you have to listen, right? Every other line was over 1,000, right? All favorites were over 1,000. O'Hara Davis, the co-main event, wasn't over 1,000 versus Ismael Barroso, who was over 40 years old. The line was telling us something. And that's exactly what I took. And I took my strategy, and we were winning tonight. One thing that I did not see coming was Arnold Barboza, right? Getting a victory, but on a stoppage, right? Which was stupid because that made zero sense. Why stop a fight when the dude could have he could have lasted that fight? They didn't have to give Barboza the TKO, but that's business at the end of the day, right? Uh, Raul Curiel got the victory over Elias Diaz. Nothing too crazy there, right? Obviously, we kind of knew it was kind of fished out. We kind of knew that line was gonna go the way it did, and the knockout was obviously what it was, right? But Virgil Ortiz, right? If we get into Virgil Ortiz, obviously I thought that Virgil Ortiz came in. He looks good at 154 for the minute that we saw him. Uh, Tony Weeks decided that he was gonna make it about himself tonight, and that's unfortunate because that gives injustice to Virgil Ortiz, who needed those rounds, right? Because you need those rounds to go to be able to fill out 154 pounds for real, to really fill out what's going on, what's the type of power that you're gonna be enduring while you're at 154 pounds, and I think that he failed to achieve that tonight. I think that uh, um, Frederick Lawson, he came in, not that skilled, right? Not that skilled of a fighter. Um, the jab, it hurt him. You know what I'm saying? And Virgil was saying that after the fight that, he hurt him with the jab. Like, in reality, the dude just, he wasn't a great opponent, right? Wasn't what Virgil was trying to say was the dude just wasn't a great opponent. Like, if you're getting hurt off of a jab, come on, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, dog. Tony Weeks goes on and he says that he saw the dude's eyes roll to the back of his head. Come on, man. It's obviously that the dude was not there to fight. and he just was not there to win the fight, and he wasn't there to fight at all. And what's the point of Virgil Ortiz going in there and fighting a guy that he's practically gonna gain nothing from, right? And literally, um, just to get the confidence back. So fuck it. If he got the first round TKO, it was gonna happen regardless. It could have even happened even worse, right? Because if this dude was getting hurt off of jabs, it was gonna be even worse later on. But I thought that Virgil Ortiz, for the most part, showed off his jabs, right? He showed his jab skill, and I think that he did a good job in what he was doing. And I think that he executed his game plan to the best of his ability. And it wasn't even, oh, I'm gonna go for the knockout. It was just like, dog, this dude is just that easy. He's just that simple. This dude gets hurt off of jabs and shit. Like, I'm not even shooting shit that's crazy. You know what I mean? But it's just that type of dude where it's like, bro, you're not even close to my level, and you're getting hurt for jabs. Like, what? Why are you still standing in front of me? You know what I'm saying? And he was throwing combinations, and maybe not everything was landing, but it was enough for the ref to say that he saw his eyes roll to the back of his head, which could be bullshit because when in exchanges like that, and this dude has his both his gloves to the top of his head, you know, obviously you really want to go and see all that. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, Tony Weeks, he just wanted a short night. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to complicate himself, right? Well, what's the point of calling these dude? And this dude is just gonna get pummeled, right? He's tired of that shit, but he made it about himself tonight, right? Because obviously Virgil Ortiz needed to get some rounds in, and he did him a disservice, right? Obviously, he did him a disservice. He did Virgil Ortiz a disservice by stopping the fight. It just makes no sense. Why would you stop a fight? That's a premature stop. It's like, let the fight go on, let him fill out. Now, if some does you see something that's more alarming, obviously you're gonna stop that fight. But he did him a disservice because Virgil Ortiz couldn't get the full of his potential and actually showcase most of his skills that he does have, right? All we saw him do tonight was literally work the jab, and he did that well, and he got the knockout basically because of that jab. That's what buckled fucking Frederick Lawson's feet. You know what I'm saying? He was buckled, and but obviously it was a premature stoppage, and I wish that we would have seen more of Virgil Ortiz. Now it's on to the next fight, 20-0 with 20 KOs. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to see what Virgil Ortiz's career is gonna be. At 154, there's so many names. He called out Tim Tszyu. I think that that's a good fight for him. I think that, hey, look, Oscar De La Hoya said he'll even go to Australia. So they need that bag, man. They need that money, that Australian money. You know what I'm saying? That kangaroo money. The shrimp on the barbie money. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of money that they need. They going to Australia for sure to get that bag. You know what I'm saying? But I think Virgil Ortiz, Tim Tszyu is a great fight. I don't know if he's biting off more than he could chew. He just got up to 154 pounds. Maybe he's feeling himself a little too much. Tim Tszyu is a big dude, 154 pounds. He showed that he's that top dude at 154 pounds. And I think that Virgil Ortiz is a very good fighter, for sure. And I think that they'll probably take a tune-up before that as well, if that fight was to happen, right? Obviously, I think that they would probably possibly take a tune-up or something. But what a night of boxing. I mean, all in all, I enjoyed every single fight. I thought Arnold Barboza needed to make a statement. Tonight, he didn't really make too much of a statement, but I feel like he fought to the same that we've always seen Arnold Barboza. Very accurate. He was shooting uppercuts, very accurate. Everything. One thing I could say about Arnold Barboza, he was very accurate. Right. If we're taking and assessing his performance tonight, very accurate. Has good footwork, and overall he's a good fighter. He does things well inside of the ring. But if I'm taking one keynote out of Arnold Barboza tonight, is his accuracy. His accuracy pretty much surprised me because he was hitting that dude with everything, right? His power is not there, obviously. Was it impressive? It was not impressive. This is a guy in Dingini who, you know, come on, man. Pobrecito. You know what I'm saying? Pobrecito. Like, Like Pobrecito that, he came all the way over here, first fight out here, you know what I mean? And, they basically stopped the fight and the dude, he was good to go to the to the end of the to end. You know what I'm saying? He was good to go. And unfortunately, that's the type of things that happen in boxing, man. You know, Indian Genie as well. He wasn't doing much. He wasn't really doing too much. He was a little twitchy, but he just wasn't, he wasn't skilled enough. You know what I mean? And you could really tell Arnold Barboza was really comfortable inside of that ring and doing the things he was doing. Um, he got a cut over his eye, I believe, and that didn't really stop him. You know what I'm saying? The power just wasn't there from Indengini. And I think that it was all around, it was a good fight. You know what I mean? A good fight. But was it something that impressed me? No, definitely not. I think that Arnold Barboza has had more impressive fights. And I think that he's actually went down a little bit if we're really talking about, I said it's the same Arnold Barboza, but maybe a little bit more, dumbed down. You know what I'm saying? Because that type of fighter, you're supposed to get out of there, and that's what the network really wanted, right? And obviously they got it, but it wasn't organic. You know what I mean? It wasn't that organic uh, type of stoppage. You know what I'm saying? Was it deserving? He was whooping the dude the whole fight. You know what I mean? But he do could have lasted, right? Obviously. So I mean, all in all, I mean, decent fight for Arnold Barboza and his team and his squad. You know what I'm saying? A decent fight. You know, nothing too impressive. You know what I'm saying? Nothing too impressive. Very basic. But I mean, I thought that he was very awkward tonight. So we'll see his next fight if he gets a step up. Jose Ramirez is now with Golden Boy. Arnold Barboza is with Golden Boy. I mean, Golden Boy's trying to sign these fighters. 140 pounds is where they're campaign. They're getting a lot of fighters at. And I think that they want to take over a division, and I think that that's a smart way to do it if you're gonna do it right, because Oscar De La Hoya is not scared to put his fighters in against anybody, right? And I think that that's one thing that we could take away from Oscar. I mean, take away from Oscar is that Oscar De La Hoya always puts his fighters in these fights. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, you had Ryan Garcia, who really wanted the Javante Tank Davis fight, and Oscar kind of was hesitant on that type of fight. But ultimately, he got that fight done for Ryan Garcia. Now Ryan Garcia wanted Devin Haney, and he was working on getting that fight against Devin Haney. Unfortunately, Ryan Garcia pulled out and wanted to fight Rolando Romero, which is not a bad deal for Golden Boy, because I'm sure that they could work with Floyd Mayweather to get that Rolando Romero fight, him probably possibly getting a belt, and then possibly making a lot more money. You know what I'm saying? It kind of sucks, but that's just the business of boxing, dog. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Ryan Garcia with the belt would be more significant than Ryan Garcia without a belt. I mean, it just makes more sense. Ryan Garcia coming off of a loss, not coming off of a loss, he got a victory not too long ago over Oscar Duarte, but coming off of a Javante Davis loss, getting a tune-up against Oscar Duarte, and then going to potentially fight with Rolando Romero, somebody that he feels that he's more comfortable and he could possibly get a victory against, and then possibly making a fight with Devin Haney. He has a belt. Devin Haney has a belt. They clashed, two belts. You know what I'm saying? It makes more of a storyline instead of, oh yeah, they were amateurs and they're 3-3, and you know what I'm saying. It makes more of a storyline where you can get a Ryan Garcia and a Devin Haney with a belt. It just makes more. You know what I mean? And it's gonna make more money. So potentially right now, I think that obviously it's still in the heat of the moment and people are like upset about it and this and that. But business is business, and business is gonna continue without you, or with you or without you. See what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I think that they're trying to maximize their profits. I think that they overlooked at what they had going, and I felt like they thought that they think that Devin Haney's not a big enough star as of yet for them to actually capitalize on a huge amount of money. Whereas Devin Haney could find a guy like his mandatory, get that tuna fight, and then Ryan could go possibly go get a belt against Rolando Romero, and then possibly that fight could be entertained after that fight. Because think about it, Ryan Garcia, I mean, he's got a long way to fight. He's got a long time to be fighting in the fight game. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate that he was the one that had to come out and say that he pulled out of the fight. But I feel like Devin Haney and them also felt the same way, and I think that they possibly talked about it and they agreed upon it, right? Because I don't feel like they just like, oh yeah, yeah, nah, fuck that. We're just gonna Nah, I feel like they talk before they fucking go and put something public, right? And since Ryan Garcia is the bigger dude, they're like, and he's done shit like that before. I feel like that's when they were like, yo, Ryan, you probably gonna have to bite that bullet, take that, you know what I'm saying? Say that you're gonna all get a belt by Rolando Romero, and it's just gonna make a little bit more sense. You know what I'm saying? Devin Haney's definitely not gonna come out and say that shit. But in reality, the business talks, man. The business really talks in boxing. Ismael Barroso, man. I mean, I hate to say it, but I told you so. I said he was gonna come and spoil that party. I told you, and I don't play around with this, man. This is not just statistics and strategic. This is just intellectual. You know what I'm saying? I really do shit. I really do this shit. When they say you don't play boxing, I don't play boxing. I don't play with money either. So when you see me, you know, I do my shit very calculated. I don't just play around and sit there and just, oh yeah, this guy O'Hara Davis is gonna win just because he's a favorite. Definitely not. I do my 100% of my research. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I come up with my outcomes. And that's how I come up with these fight predictions. And that's why I'm so good at them, because of the fact that um I don't pick just because they're a favorite. You know what I'm saying? But I pick with um, intellectual knowledge of the sport and really knowing this sport. And when you come on here, you actually have somebody who really knows this sport. And that's one thing that a lot of these guys that that are on YouTube that really predicate and preach this shit, you know what I'm saying, are more narrative based and stuff like that, because they have to have a storyline, something to go with it. Me is more free based, and I'm talking about boxing. I'm talking about these fighters, and if there's a bad performance, I'm calling it out. There's a good performance, and I'm giving them their props, and that's simple as that. But I knew that Ismael Barroso could get the job done tonight due to a lot of factors that go into the sport of boxing. It's not just oh yeah, O'Hara Davis is now the Golden Boy, right? He's with Golden Boy now. You know what I'm saying? Being with a promoter could potentially, obviously, you know, I don't want to say it like that, but it could potentially sway things to go your way, right? But what did I say? What I said earlier was Ismael Barroso, if he does have a shot, is going to be by knockout. And why did I say that? Because he's been robbed before against Rolando Romero, right? Because he would have got the decision, or as I think he would have got the decision. I can't remember what the scorecards were afterwards, right? But he would have gotten this decision, in my opinion, right? But with that being said, he wasn't just gonna go in there, and roll over and die. This is a 40-year-old man. You know what I'm saying? So O'Hara Davis is a good fighter. I believe OG Blaze said he's fought Catterall, he's fought Josh Taylor. Which one of them did he beat though? You know what I'm saying? And another thing is, O'Hara Davis was fighting here for his first time. Came from the UK. And one thing that we know is that UK fighters don't transition well into the US. They just don't. You know what I'm saying? You could push them super hard in the US, but they don't transition well here. So when they come from overseas, it's very tough over here. It's very tough. Oscar De La Hoya got on there and said, it was a puncher's chance, this and that. I mean, I feel like It was going to happen regardless. I feel like it was going to happen regardless. I think that, Barroso just caught him with a great shot. You know what I'm saying? And that was just O'Hara Davis's fault for being undisciplined. You know what I mean? And getting caught with something that big, very early. He came out very aggressive. And I think that that played into him getting knocked out tonight. And when the ref told him, yo, you ready to go? He didn't want. He checked the fuck out. He said, that dude hits hard. The one thing that I always hear is I always listen to the fighters. I don't listen to people out here. You know what I'm saying? Rolando Romero didn't look good against Barroso. Barroso's not there to make you look good. And that's the problem. See, a lot of people, obviously, the robbery, it was a robbery, but I'm not gonna take away from the actual performance all together and collectively, right? Barroso was a live dog inside of that Rolando Romero fight. No matter the outcome, people will only remember that outcome. But you didn't watch the fight then. Because if you thought Barroso was going to lose to O'Hara Davis, you didn't watch that fight against Rolando Romero. You went with the narrative. You took what the hell you heard from somebody from a bigger channel or something that don't really know too much about boxing, but they know how to tell storylines, though. You know what I mean? Boxing is not about just the storyline. It's about fighting, too. You know what I'm saying? And these are the same guys that have pushed bullshit narratives tell you that these dudes that run around a ring all day are really fucking good. In reality, they only run, right? Run, 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 run. You know what I'm saying? So what I do, what I said was Ismael Barroso was gonna get the victory. He got it. He got it. I just didn't expect it to be that early, right? I didn't expect it to be that early. But I knew that was going to happen. I mean, the line was telling you right then and there. They was telling you. They was telling everybody was at a minus 1,000. Everybody except for O'Hara Davis. O'Hara Davis was at a minus 550. Except for everybody was the underdogs. All were plus 1,000 for the most part. I think Elias Diaz was at a plus nine something, right? But everybody else at a plus 1,000 some change. Come on, bro. You telling me this old man, 40 years old, is at a plus 350? Taking you all day, bro. Taking you all day. Read the lines, man. Read in between the lines, man. That shit says something. See what I'm saying? When Vegas is giving you an opportunity to win money, you got to take it from them. You know, only thing I didn't see coming was Arnold Barboza winning on a TKO, which is BS anyways. Those are the things that go into different things, right? Obviously, if I would have known that these motherfuckers were just trying to have a whole knockout card, I would have just took that knockout. But it is what it is, man. O'Hara Davis will bounce back. You know what I'm saying? He's with Golden Boy. And, they treated him like Prince Charming, they said. You know what I'm saying? I doubt they're going to be treating him like that again. You know what I mean? Because they probably thought that they had the next British star. But it wasn't the case. 140 pounds is what they trying to sign. They signed Jose Ramirez, Arnold Barboza, and O'Hara Davis. And now, what's up? Ismael Barroso need that. You know what I'm saying? And we're possibly going to fight and get a fight with Rolando Romero, again. But, I mean, Rolando Romero, I mean, think about this, man. Rolando Romero is one hell of a dude, bro. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. This motherfucker's getting paydays. He's going to get paydays, bro. His character, that Mayorga type of shit talking, that little swag that he does. He's a hateable kid, but also a lovable kid. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's gonna play in with them getting a lot of fucking M's in the future, man. That's gonna get him that big fucking moolah. You know, Rolando Romero is gonna make a lot of money in the sport of boxing. And I'm gonna tell you that now because this is a dude who has a big social media presence. And he's a dude that is at all fights. He doesn't care who's fighting. He's at every single fight, and he don't care. He talks shit. They talk shit about him. He doesn't care. That shit don't bother him. You know what I'm saying? That shit don't bother him, bro. Rolando Romero is a dude who's won 2 fights by robbery, allegedly, right? He's fought two, but he don't give a fuck about none of that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? This is a dude who has a hell of a personality, you know what I'm saying? And he's gonna get a lot of big fights in boxing. We're talking about a Ryan Garcia fight where he's gonna make M's. He's making M's. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna make M's. You may hate him, you may love him, but that's those are the type of characters you need in boxing. Those are the type of guys that you need in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Guys that you're gonna be is love hate. You know what I mean? And it's easy to shit on Rolly, right? It's easy to shit on Rolly. You always gonna have the guys that are simple to shit on. You know what I'm saying? Um, but that keeps his name buzzing. Every time you talk down about him, or every time you don't talk about him, he's still up there. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna keep getting that paper, man, and he gonna keep fighting them fights. He gonna keep fighting them fights. He gonna keep getting big fights. It ain't no doubt about it in my mind. You know, because think about it. Everybody thinks he's beatable. You know what I'm saying? So once he gets he might possibly get a fight with Ryan Garcia in the spring. You know what I mean? So think about that. You know, this dude is gonna get a lot of paydays, man. And look, he could possibly even beat Ryan Garcia if we're being honest, right? If he don't get caught with that left hook, he could possibly beat him. Not on points, I don't believe, but he could possibly catch Ryan Garcia with something big, man. But I enjoyed tonight. I enjoyed tonight. I mean, it was boxing. You know what I'm saying? It was boxing. We got to see dudes that was in there to fight. They weren't in there to run. You know, these were dudes, respectable dudes who won none of that running shit. Already a huge upset in the year, which I called. I said it. I told you. I told you if you listen, if you were smart, then you took that money, man. Then you picked up some money tonight. Now, if you didn't listen and you were being stubborn and hard headed, you know, obviously, you know, your life, that's how your life is. You know, you just stubborn and hard headed in life. And you're gonna miss out on a lot of opportunities in life because you stubborn and hard headed, you know, too egotistical. But at the end of the day, you know, when you surround yourself around smart people, you become smarter. So always remember that. But Raul Curiel, congratulations to him, man. What a fight! What a fight! What a fight! I mean, good fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's getting pushed now. He's improved to 14-0. He's getting pushed. He's gonna get that push and that backing. You know what I'm saying? But you know, he's obviously gonna be in them undercards for a while, out of in Golden Boy undercards. Arnold Barboza needed to make a statement. I feel like he didn't make that statement tonight, but it is what it is. I feel like you know, he's a good fighter, just won't be able to compete at that elite level at 140 pounds if we're being truthful. Um O'Hara Davis, Ismael Barroso, I mean, fireworks. You know what I'm saying? Fireworks. You know, O'Hara Davis would definitely be back. You know, I think that it was just they matched him against a tough veteran, experienced fighter, and he just was not ready for that type of fight. He just was not ready for that type of hitter, and they gave him a rude awakening coming from the UK, and he should not have been in that fight tonight. They should have put him against a softer touch. But Barroso, congratulations to him and becoming the WBA super lightweight interim title holder at fucking 90 years old, man. We have a huge storyline. A 40-year-old man got a world title. So man, congratulations to him, dog. Congratulations to him. Virgil Ortiz, I felt like they did him a disservice tonight because we needed to see him go rounds, and I think that he needed to see himself go rounds at 154 pounds. But nonetheless, Virgil is back, and hopefully we see him in another fight very soon. I think that, man, to be honest, it should be a quick turnaround. This dude really didn't even fight for shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't really fight for nothing, dog. Like he didn't really get nothing in. You know what I'm saying? He just threw a jab and buckled the dude and just started throwing combinations that really, you know what I'm saying? That was it. You know? So I feel like Virgil Ortiz should be back in at least 2, 3 months. That's it. Dog. That's it. Come back in 2, 3 months and let's get this fight going. Because there ain't no way in hell Virgil should get 3 fights in this year. That's what I feel. He already got in his fight this month for January. In 3 months, he should be back in another fight. That's how fast he should be going. You know, it's been a year of him on a layoff. He needs to come back bigger, better, and stronger. So we need to see him. He only got a round in this time. What a bit like seconds in this time. Just shot the jab. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Hey, we need to see this dude in a fight in 3 months from now. You know what I'm saying? And then he needs the end of the year fight as well. Um, Tim Zoo is obviously not going to be next. He called out Tim Zoo, but he's not obviously going to be next. I don't know who Tim Zoo is looking at, and he could look at Virgil's way, but that fight should be no later than spring. You know what I'm saying? We should get that fight in spring. Um, all in all, great night of boxing, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification, man, and we out, man. Peace.